Has TRS taken state-center relations to a flashpoint? The determination of the ruling Telangana Rashtriya Samiti, that is the TRS's decision to support the opposition presidential nominee Yashwant Sinha, knowing fully well that he doesn't even have an outside chance to win, appears to be the last straw on the camel's back. Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao, who has gone mute after making a grand announcement of floating a new national party to take on the mighty BJP, suddenly woke up to extend his party's support to the opposition nominee, which indeed surprised many. This was in the wake of his decision not to attend the meeting convened by Trinamool Congress President and Chief Minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, to choose a common opposition presidential nominee. The reason he cited was that he would not like to share the dais with the Congress-headed Sonia Gandhi. But many a political analyst wonder why KCR has come out from the shell he created at his farmhouse to depute his son and State Information Minister K.T. Rama Rao to extend support to the opposition nominee Yashwant Sinha if his party really doesn't like to align with the Congress. Should one construe it as yet another U-turn of KCR? Was it a last-minute decision not to miss the bus of opposition unity, whatever impact it may have on national politics ahead of general elections in 2024 and other state polls in coming years? Of the 22 opposition parties that were invited by Mamata Banerjee last fortnight, a little over a dozen reportedly met in New Delhi. However, prominent absentees were Sonia Gandhi of Congress, M.K. Stalin of DMK, Deve Gowda of JDS, Farooq Abdullah of NCP, Uddhav Thackeray of Shiv Sena, besides KCR. No one knows whether a kingmaker of his day like Chandrababu Naidu of Telugu Desam got the invite from Mamata or not. However, Mamata's meeting proved to be a flop as all the three candidates whose names were floated, including Sharad Pawar, Farooq Abdullah and Gopal Krishna Gandhi, turned down the offer. That has resulted in the former Union Minister Yashwant Sinha's name cropping up, and his immediate acceptance evaded some embarrassment to the opposition. Against that backdrop, one wonders, what prompted KCR to reconsider his decision to be a part of the opposition, which consists of Congress? His son KTR was seen in the lineup of the opposition leaders, including Rahul Gandhi, who accompanied Yashwant Sinha when it came to filing nominations. Does he and his party now believe that the opposition unity cannot be a possibility without the decaying Congress? Does he also wish to keep his options open to a possible pre- or post-poll alliance with the Congress in the state as his party's return to power becomes extremely difficult with the ever-increasing anti-incumbency factor? If that is so, has he assessed the mood of his political hire strategist Prashant Kishore of IPAC, who had first proposed such an idea of having a truck with the Congress but later shot it down after Sonia Rahul chose to dump him, inflicting unpalatable humiliation? Added to that, the proposed national executive of the BJP from July 1st to 3rd seems to have sent shivers down the spines of KCR and his party. Meanwhile, the party's top brass has asked its national executive members to fan out and spend at least 48 hours in each of the 119 assembly constituencies in Telangana before attending the July 2nd meeting. BJP as of now looks placed in the most advantageous position in the upcoming state assembly elections whenever they are held. But their confidence hinges on a triangular fight between the ruling TRS and Congress besides their own party. The state BJP under its new leadership of Bandi Sanjay Kumar is making the right noises as it could win the Dubaka and Huzurabad bypolls, besides emerging triumphant in a considerate number of seats in one of the country's biggest civic bodies, the Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation. That apart, the BJP also outwitted the Congress in the 2019 Lok Sabha polls by bagging 4 out of 17, including the all-important Nizamabad seat, snatching it from none other than KCR's daughter, Kalvakuntla Kavita. All these blows indeed pushed the ruling TRS and KCR onto the back foot. On the other hand, Congress, which could not recover from its shock defeat in the assembly polls in 2014 and 2018, is showing some signs of recovery. It managed to bag 3 seats in the 2018 LS elections against just 2 in 2014. Yet, the party is unable to exhibit its yesteryear hold over the electorate even under its new leadership headed by firebrand Revanth Reddy. As a result, it is the BJP that has now emerged as the real challenger to the ruling TRS, pushing Congress far behind. But KCR, who seems to have realized that his party returning to power for the third successive term is becoming elusive, now is probably hunting for a new political ally apart from the all-weather AIMIM. Though he wanted to rope in both the left parties, the CPI and CPM, the arithmetic is reportedly not working out in the party's favor. Ironically, even his political strategist Prashant Kishore apparently is not giving the needed confidence, as he is insisting on the replacement of half of the TRS candidates who won in the last polls. It is their non-performance that is worrisome, according to the reports. But KCR is wary, as many among many play spoilsport by either joining one of the opposition parties or could enter the electoral fray as rebel candidates. After extensive brainstorming with his confidants, KCR reportedly might like to keep his options open over having some kind of alliance with Congress in a bid to bounce back to power. If that becomes a reality, then the going for BJP may become tougher. How is the party's central leadership going to work out its strategies and ensure the party wins the maximum number of assembly seats of the total 119? Inside party sources claim that if elections are held this year itself, the BJP can comfortably win a third of the total number, about 30 to 35 seats on its own. We need to bear in mind that BJP won 4 Lok Sabha seats in 2019. And if elections are held as per schedule next year, judging from its confidence, it could well breach the halfway mark. In this context, KCR has reason to worry about the 3-day meeting of the Saffron Party's national executive in the city. The fact that Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Union Home Minister Amit Shah and the party's top brass would be in the attendance in Hyderabad would be a major morale booster for the BJP cadre. Whether KCR's woes would multiply or ebb will depend to a large extent on the Congress. Now that it is evident in the state of revival in Telangana, the grand old party would definitely not wish to go in for pre-poll alliance with TRS, and this has been made amply clear by Revanth Reddy several times. However, both Congress and TRS were aware of the fact that they were on a slippery ground. Having said that, the Congress and the BJP have nothing to lose and everything to gain in the upcoming assembly elections next year. At this stage, Congress is not daunted by prospective of 3-cornered fight, it appears. It is clear, however, that KCR has taken his party's fight with the BJP to a point of no return. This is MS Purti for Orange News 9 TV.